3-second thing. Welcome back, everyone. Well, you certainly could say that country music is born and bred in the United States of America. And interestingly enough, those who follow country music, it's gone through a lot of iterations, crossovers into pop and even rock music. And joining me today is a country artist, Robert Ruark. And joining us is Teddy Foster, who's the director of Universal Preservation Hall. So welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice to have you. Weren't you just here?
I was. I'm your groupie now.
You just stay here now, is that it? As many of you know, Universal Preservation Hall is undergoing a large restoration project. And Teddy, together with Chuck and a bunch of other people, constantly are presenting all various forms of art, which is what the hall is going to stand for. Teddy, in recent months, we've gone down the jazz road, the rock roll, some theater, right?
Yeah, we're really trying to expand our portfolio of offerings for the public. So we do jazz, we're doing country western now, we've done great rock shows, a cappella, opera, live theater. And in the months before we close for restoration, we just want to make sure that people of all demographics get a taste of what is going to come in the future.
Well, speaking of taste of what's to come, that's your job. So, Robert, obviously from the way you're dressed, you're representing kind of the new wave of country. A buddy of mine told me recently, he said, when did baseball caps replace cowboy hats in country music, right?
Yeah, a lot's changed, but the genre it's growing and expanding so much. And thankfully, we still have that vanguard. You know, we just saw at the CMAs George Strait and Alan Jackson playing on stage together. You know, they're still very active, and there's plenty of artists like William Michael Morgan. He's a brand new artist, and he reminds me of George Strait straight out of the 80s. A guy like Chris Stapleton, he's playing country music that's very traditional as well, and I think it's still there. And then you've got someone like Sam Hunt who comes in and just blows everything up, and he's got a song that could have been an R&B hit a few years ago as the #1 song on country radio a couple years ago. So I think it's a really cool time in country music. I hope that it never lets go of its roots, but it's allowed the genre to expand to so many different people that never would have even given it a chance before. So
you know, I remember when Keith Urban first was really becoming popular in country music. You know, a perfect example of a crossover artist. You can listen to his music and you think it's rock, leaning towards pop even. You know?
And you go back to an album of his from 10 years ago, and it's pretty traditional country. You know, it's mandolin and banjo. But, you know, he had his success with American Idol, and, you know, a lot of great stuff has happened to country music through American Idol, such as Carrie Underwood. And because he was on that show, again, so many people heard country music and heard of him that would have never even given him a chance. And now I feel like he needs to cater to that audience, you know, because he's such in the spotlight that he needs to go a little bit more mainstream. So I think it's a great career move, but he's a fantastic artist.
You know, I think if there's a common thread to everything we're talking about, it might be the word honesty. There's a certain honesty in country music.
That's why I love it. That's why I do it.
Is that why you love it?
The songwriting. Of all the genres, the songwriters go to country music. You know, there's a lot of great music out there. I think it's a great time to be an artist in general with the freedom that you now have with social media and people doing things without record labels and stuff. But as a country artist, you can talk about real life, real things in the world, real problems. Honesty, like you said, is the biggest thing. And that's why I'm drawn to it, because I want to write songs that connect with people. You know, I want to write the song that when someone's having a bad day, they can listen to it and completely change their outlook. Or you know, when someone wants to, you know, lament about the past or whatever they want to feel, they can feel through music. And I think country connects better than any other genre right now. Yeah,
you know what? I totally agree with you. The ability to tell a story in a song, which is supposed to be the heart of songwriting anyway, is usually best exemplified in a lot of country music, where the listener completely relates to the challenges or the experiences or the tragedy that artist might have felt or gone through. If he looks vaguely familiar to you or very familiar to you, it's because he plays with a very popular band called Whiskey Highway.
Absolutely.
But today, and Robert's going to play in the program later today. So who would you name as an inspiration? Give me that.
Oh man, so I mean, I grew up listening to George Strait, and I
real
live that
traditional.
because of my
Surprise.
parents. But of course, around the time where I was, middle school, high school, that alt rock movement was going on. They had the Three Doors Down and Lifehouse, and I grew up around that. I got the opportunity to open up for Lifehouse a few years ago, which was amazing. Loved John Mayer as well, but as I got older, I kind of just moved more back to my country roots. As I was living life, and I related to the songs, and I've got a bass baritone voice, and it just fit me better. It felt more natural. When I play country music, I go right into my wheelhouse, and I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's why I write country.
That's great. Now, the event that Robert is performing at is called the
Harvest Hoedown.
Yeah, Chuck, what's with the name Harvest Hoedown? Chuck is off camera. Harvest Hoedown.
Harvest
Okay, all
Hoedown.
right. Well, I'm smelling line dancing here.
Yeah, right, it is. It's
Okay,
a
so
line-
tell me
it's
what
a-
Harvest Hoedown is
It's a
about.
line dancing party, and it's going to be next Saturday, November 19th. The doors are at 7. Tickets are $10 in advance, $15 at the
Oh,
door.
that's great.
And DJ Kevin Richards from the Albany area, who has a great following. He will be leading all the line dancing, and it's really kind of cool because you don't have to know what you're doing because he'll teach you what to do.
He does a great job
Yeah.
with it too.
Yeah.
I'm not a dancer, and I can tell you that if you can follow his instructions, you'll be able to do it. He's probably the best around. Incredible DJ on 100.9 The Cat. He's won a CMA for it, so
Oh,
it'll
wow.
be a great time.
Yeah.
So there'll be beverages of country origin?
Yes, we do serve wine and beer and
Okay.
seltzer and water. It's just a great night, and a lot of people come and have a lot of fun. So
All right,
7
everybody.
o'clock.
The event is the 19th, which is a Saturday night, Universal Preservation Hall, right here in downtown Saratoga. 7 o'clock, I think you were telling me, kicks off. Great DJ, and all night long line dancing, and then, of course, a very special performance by Robert Ruark.
I have one more thing to say.
Yes.
We have a special promotion going, so if you bring a can of food, you get a can or a drink. You get a free drink.
Oh,
so
that's nice.
we are trying to collect some food for the food pantry, the Franklin Community Center.
Yes.
So if they bring a can, they get a can.
Okay, got it. All right, stick around because at the end of the program, Robert's going to play a song for us. Thank you both very much for coming in. Great to
Thank
talk
you
to
for
you
having
about
us.
music. It's very
Thank
nice
you.
having you
Thanks,
here.
Jesse.
See you, Teddy.
Yeah.
All right, to see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.